Hi everyone, it's Amanda. Today we are talking about energetic congestion and how it happens. So if you saw the last video, the first video in this series, I talked about what energetic congestion was and just gave you a little bit of an overview. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how energetic congestion happens to give you an idea that you need to have an awareness when you go into certain situations. And then in a later video, we're going to talk about how to clear this stuff out. So let's just talk about today how it happens, okay? So the first thing I have up here is places. When you go to a place with congested energy, you can pick this stuff up. Your energy system is porous and it can actually absorb these energies that are kind of floating around you. If you think about, pollution or allergens, things like that that we know about, we have a cognizance about, energy is the same type of deal. We can actually pick that up into our systems. So places would be, if you go into somewhere where someone's had a big fight, or if there's been a lot of high stress or tension, if you walk into a workplace, sometimes you can just feel that it's not a relaxed environment. It's very constricted. Even when you go visit historic monuments and different things like that, there are certain energies that certain places carry that you can pick up into your energy system, and it can congest your energy. It can stop the flow of energy in your body like it should be flowing. People. When we are around people that are energetically congested, or they're angry, or they're sad, or they have some lower vibrational energy going on inside of them, if they're manipulative, those kinds of things, we can pick that up in our energy systems as well, especially if we carry some of those frequencies in our body already. And I'm not going to go into how all that works in this video, but that's just kind of an awareness to have. People can congest our energy, especially if we're trying to help someone, if we're trying to make someone feel better. We can take on their stuff energetically, and then we feel bad. They feel better, but we don't feel so good, okay? Food. If you eat low vibration food, if you're eating things that aren't organic, if you're eating junk food, if you're eating a lot of sugar, dairy and grains can do it for a lot of people. It will congest your energy and make you more susceptible to bringing on those lower vibrational frequencies that are around you in your environment. So that's something to really be aware of. The cleaner you eat, drinking water, that kind of thing really makes a big difference in not only your physical health, but your energetic health as well. Cording. Okay, so I have another video where I talk about etheric cords. And these are cords that we have to other people, okay? What happens is the energy flows along these cords back and forth, both ways. So if we have a connection with someone and they're upset, they're angry, either with us or someone else, if they're having a lot of anxiety, we can actually pick up on that energy. It can magnify the pieces inside of us that carry anxiety, or we can just take that on because we're empathetic towards them. So that's something to watch out for and keep in mind. And we'll talk about how to remove etheric cords also in other videos. Entities. This is something I haven't talked about a lot yet with you guys. Entities are basically energies that carry sets of low vibrational frequencies. Those can be anything from as simple as thought forms, just kind of, if you want to think about this floating cloud of energy that carries low vibration frequencies, we can actually absorb that. That can tack onto our body and cause disruptions in our energy system. If we're carrying anxiety and the cloud of energy carries anxiety, it can attach to that and magnify that effect. We're talking about anything from those up into, demons and ghosts, spirits, things like that, that we're not going to really get into here, but you can actually pick that stuff up. And I'm not saying that to scare you. That's just something that's a reality that happens to some people, and it's a normal thing. It actually happens often, more often than you know. So it's just something to kind of be aware of, and it can actually influence our thought patterns, our behaviors, our physical health, things like that. So just something to be aware of, and we'll talk about how to clear those in a later video. Boundaries. If you don't have healthy boundaries within yourself, you can take on more energy. Empaths tend to have more of difficulty with this than a lot of people. If you have very soft outer boundaries in your life, if people tend to walk on you a lot, if you tend to always be the one kowtowing to everybody else and just kind of bowing to everybody's will, having weak boundaries actually causes you to become more easily energetically congested than a lot of people. People with very strong boundaries or healthy boundaries, they don't have this issue as much as people with weaker boundaries. Stopping energy flow. This is a big one, okay? A lot of times we tend to hold back what we want to say, hold back what we want to do, and a lot of times this is just because of fear. You're afraid how something's going to turn out. You're afraid how you're going to be perceived. You're just afraid something's not going to work if you try it. All of those kinds of things. That actually stops energy flow. And when we stop energy flow, when we constrict it with fear, because fear is a very constrictive emotion, what we're doing is we're stopping the flow of energy moving through our body, and that causes congestion. So if something's on your mind, if you're hearing that persistent whisper within you to get something done, just go ahead and do it, because otherwise you're stopping that energy flow, and it's going to start bottlenecking all kinds of things in your life. It can actually end up making you sick physically. So go for it. Raising your vibration. This is one you wouldn't think. You wouldn't think that raising your vibration can actually congest your energy, but here's what happens. When you raise your vibration, if you're meditating, if you're doing any kind of energy work, what happens is the lower vibrational stuff starts to break loose. It's like a detox. If you start eating a ton of vegetables and all you've ever eaten is junk food, your body goes, yes, I've got a way to clear out this gunk out of my system. So, a lot of times you start getting the sniffles if you start doing a detox. You don't feel good. That's what happens when you raise your vibration really, really high, because all of the lower vibrational stuff starts to break loose because there's no place for it to hold on. So that's just an awareness that you need to have if you're meditating, if you're taking yourself to these really high vibrational places and having crashes afterwards. That's why that can congest your energy. And we'll talk about how to prevent that from happening in later videos. So this has been how your energy gets congested. I'll see you next time.